Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where our flagship fleet is complete. And you know what that means. That means it's time to finish this mission. And by that I mean abort the mission. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to abort the mission. We're going to finish it. The Pearl of Africa. Fantastic. What do we want to go with next? Growth of Magna Graecia, perhaps? Yeah, this actually seems like a good idea. We'll go ahead and get started on this one, and what do we need to do here? Fruits of Apulia. Okay, so we need to be producing food in Apulia. Apulia, where are you? Over here. Okay, that's something we can definitely do. Build a farming settlement. We don't appear to be able to build a farming settlement in these locations because this is currently a farming settlement. This one over here is also a farming settlement. This one is not and cannot be because they produce hemp there. Okay, that's not ideal for sure. This one, they produce wine again. Not ideal. Okay, let me take a look at this again. Farming settlements in all settlements producing food. So that's these 4. But we need 5. We may not be able to do this. Which this cannot be completed before these. So that means that this may not be completable? Or perhaps we need to revoke city status from one of these? Let's see, that's fish, that's fish. What is it that is food here? We have farming settlements in these 3 food locations, as well as this one. This produces grain, but has city status right now. Interesting. So we actually do need to revoke this city status to make this happen. So we'll do that, and then, of course, we'll need to refresh this. There we go. And then this would need to build a farming settlement, but the province is currently disloyal. So we would, of course, need to wait on that one. Okay. Well, we do need a fort in Lilibaya, which is... Lilibaya is over here. We need a fort level here. Again, the province is disloyal. The entire province of Magna Graecia is a bit disloyal, so maybe we can't actually do any of this just yet. We need port territories to be fortified over here. And that is something that we could probably do. Except that they're disloyal. Of course they are. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to hold off on that. Sure. We are, of course, building roads over here. And that's fine. I'm going to actually begin working on fabricating a claim on Turdetania. I want to take all of Turdetania, and that is going to be a very, very big gain for us. Getting rid of these couple of exclaves, that'll be nice. So we'll get started on that. It will be a little while before that's ready, of course. But we'll work on that, and in the meantime, the province of Magna Graecia is going to slowly start turning around as they get converted over. In theory. In theory. But regardless, this needed to be revoked. I mean, we probably would have been better off to wait on it, in reality. And then build up a farming settlement. Let's see, it's not this guy. It is this guy. Build up a farming settlement here as soon as we can. Which, of course, we can't currently. There's no real way that we can, like, bribe these guys into being loyal either. So that's a thing. They're going to be a little unhappy for the next 15 years as well. But I'm sure they'll get over it. And hey, if they rebel, then we'll just take them back over, and at that point they'll be back at full happiness, or rather full loyalty, and then we'll be able to build our structure that we need. So that will be absolutely fine. But I definitely do want to work on Magna Graecia over here. Oh, these could be bypassed? I suppose. Yeah, that's a thing that could happen. Regardless, we're going to work on this a little bit. Oh, I'm noticing my audio is peaking. Now, I should point out I had to reinstall Windows because Microsoft is terrible at updates, so I apologize if my audio has been peaking. I do not have my settings exactly where I wanted them to be. Let me just adjust that ever so slightly. Hopefully, that will work better. There we go. Just got to work on getting those back. I did get our settings for this audio to where it should be, so we don't need to work on that, in theory. So that is great. I am a little bit salty, though, that Microsoft completely bricked my install. There's no doubt about that. We're going to go ahead and build a road up like this. That's going to be fine. And then these guys, we may want to just connect in... Actually, I'm going to have them connect in up this way. And then that's going to connect in just like that. Perfect. And then, is that all the roads that we need over here in Iberia for now? I believe it is. Why are you guys actually digging a road here? Is there no connection? Sure looks like there's a connection to me. Oh, it's because the game was paused. I'm a moron. We already knew that, though. That is absolutely not a surprise in the slightest. Okay, so we're still working on... Actually, we're no longer working on our roads over here. I'm going to have these guys begin work on drilling. There we go. Excellent. And in the meantime, we may want to think about moving these guys. I mean, we're doing pretty okay, though. Yeah, we're not currently going to have any rebellions in a little while. I mean, fighting Turdetania is going to be a thing, but I do want to have units over here, and over here to come in from 3 different directions on Turdetania. So that'll be fine. We'll just finish up these road projects, and then we will have these units get into position and drill just to get some experience back. I mean, they've had experience decay. There's no doubt about that one. But that's something that we can certainly do. And we will, of course, look at unifying Spain for the next little bit. I mean, here's the question. I'm going to actually make a save here because I don't know the answer, and if it's what I fear, then we'll revert. But what actually happens if we abort this? Can we reopen this? Because we don't want to do this until the province is more loyal, right? So what actually happens? Can we get it back? No, it's actually gone. Okay. So that was what I was afraid of, and we're just going to go ahead and reload that. Exactly as I said. That is why I made the save, because I wasn't certain. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got it back. 5 loyal cohorts of random type. I will actually pass on that. Thanks. Wonderful. So these last couple of roads will finish up quite soon here. And we may also want to hire... That's a tiny, tiny merc army. We may want to hire these guys, and I'm actually going to. I'm not going to put them on unit reorg for right now. I'm just going to move them up. And then you have finished building your roads. That's perfect. You're going to come down over here. Wonderful. And we're just currently prepping for our war with Turdetania. We're almost done with this road as well. So that's great. We'll finish that up in just a moment here. There we go. Perfect. We'll take these guys off of road build, and we'll bring them back over. Actually, I think we're going to sit them over here and attack this fort immediately. Yeah, that'll do. These guys, I am actually going to put them on unit reorg. We have a decision available. We can proclaim a theocratic republic. Rulers have to be 35 years to be elected, can be re-elected after 10 years. They rule for 5 years. I think we'll hold off on that one. I'm not sure that we actually want to be a theocratic republic. Okay. So we're currently waiting on our troops to get into position, and then we'll declare on our old ally, Turdetania. And we're also going to wait a little bit on a little bit more morale gain here, I think. We'll just give it this month tick, take these guys off of unit reorg, and let's go ahead and do this. Who are they allied with? They're allied with these guys, which is actually really, really nice for us. We're guaranteeing them. Well, that's a problem. That is true. We did switch from an alliance to a guarantee when we became a great power. Does that give us a truce? We're going to have to wait until our diplomat is back on 1 October. This does actually have a truce, but all we would lose is 5 approval from Democrats. If that's true, then we don't care about a truce. Let's see if that's actually the case. We'll probably lose a bunch of stability and stuff. Yeah, pass on that. So I'm actually going to tell these guys to go on home. And we're not going to attack Titania just yet. We're going to sit on that claim. How long do we have on that before that claim expires? Because this is going to be a 6-year truce, it looks like. Where do we see our claims at? I don't actually know. But I think our claim will eventually expire. But for right now, let's think about fabricating on these guys. But we'll just hold off on this. I can't believe that I forgot that we were guaranteeing them, but that is, of course, my own fault. That does give us time to work on drilling these guys, though. So that's something we can do. And then these guys, they're going to go ahead and move up to here and be in position to attack this little nation. Excellent. So we will get that underway, and then once that is underway, the question becomes, what do we work on? We're starting to get to the point where all we want to do is just snowball, right? We're kind of through the danger point, I feel like. I definitely feel like we're starting to get to the point where we're just interested in snowballing. That said, I do want to look at our legions here and see if the Saba of Africa could have anything else. Not currently. That's okay. 60 months on Mauritania rebelling, apparently. Well, fair enough. Okay. Sure. I do want to check in over here, of course. Yeah, we'll welcome them. I do want to check in over here, of course, on the current situation of this province loyalty. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a thing. Let's look at the pop info here. We're not actually making any progress on religious conversion. And that's just in this location, though. We should be making some progress on religious conversion over here. Yes. 1.4%. Okay, that's not bad. May of 586. Sure. We'll accept that. Okay, seems good to me. And we will go ahead and take this over. And we'll be able to get both of these locations in this war. It will get us a lot of aggressive expansion to take over Titania. There's no doubt about that one. We're going to have to definitely keep that in mind. And I am planning for that. There's no doubt about that one. Our tyranny is coming down nicely. We have no war exhaustion currently. I'm going to go ahead and continue drilling these guys for this exact moment. We are capped on manpower, which of course means that we could think about raising up other professional legions. That said, none of these are particularly large. We could do Numidia. That wouldn't be the worst idea. We can have up to 20 here, right? So we take in, like, say, one cohort of supply train, one cohort of engineer, and then something along the lines of a couple of war elephants and a couple of heavy cav. I feel like this is a little heavy on the flanking forces. However, that's a grand total of 6. So then 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be 14. So we'd have a total of 6 additional. So we could take this up to 7 and 7. Something like that. And then this would be too big. Yeah. Perfect. Let's do it. So, the Saba of Numidia now exists. That's great. Let's take a look at that. That's over here. We're just going to leave them drilling for right now. They should be completely fine here, right? Yes. Perfect. So with that professional force raised, we'll just leave them there for the moment. And how are we doing on our diplomat? Okay. So we're at 66%. We're getting close to being able to attack this little guy. And we'll attack him soon enough. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of little guys that we can go after up here. In fact, I'm going to immediately begin work on fabricating a claim over in Carpetania. There we go. And we're going to colonize this. Absolutely. Wonderful. Get rid of that little gap. Always great to see. Let's check out to see if we can build any mines. Actually, we can. We can build a mine right there. And that's wonderful. We will absolutely do that. I'm very happy to see that one. And we may actually want to move these guys over to this location. We'll just start them marching on over. The Democrats are now in control, and that's fine. Gizgo, Bodinid, and Ahrimonid. Gizgo. Okay, there we go. Gizgo are still considered scorned. Sure. A lot of these are starting to turn around. I'm happy to see that one. Apulia is not one of them, although we do want Apulia to be one of them. So that is definitely something that we're going to have to keep in mind. Now, eventually we'd like to enlarge our Saba of Numidia up to each half of our Saba of Africa. And that we, of course, want to expand out to the Saba of Italia size. I do want to check to see if either of those... No, neither of those can be enlarged. I'm not shocked by this, of course. Okay, we do require a new oratory researcher, and we're going to put in just whoever is most qualified. It can be either a Bodina or a Hanid, and actually the Bodina is absolutely the one we want to go for. There we go. Look at that, Bodinids. You guys actually put forward a qualified candidate, and we'll do it. Oh, it's been so long since they've had a qualified candidate, though. Excellent. So we are regenning our manpower, of course, and we now have our CB over here. So we will declare this. Wonderful. And who's going to join this? Telluria is these guys. And these guys. Okay, that's actually pretty ideal, except that we'll need to negotiate passage through these guys, which could be interesting. But we'll go ahead and do that. And then for... Actually, it's these guys that we're going to need to negotiate passage through. And we want military access. We could demand it, or we could ask for it, and that's something that they would just accept. Okay, sounds good to me. We're going to immediately head on in. Wonderful. So in we go, and we are going to begin our siege here. And we're just going to push our way up through here and then take access in here. It'll be fine. I don't think we're actually at war with these guys. Although... yeah, we don't have access over here. We'd have to ship ships over. And that is something I'm not currently interested in doing. The Bodinid troops are mobilizing, huh? Loyal forces in the city of Malacca. If a civil war breaks out, these veterans will join their side. Sure, but we're not going to get a civil war. That is something that is just not going to happen. I won't allow it. So we'll get this siege done, and we'll have absolutely no problems here. Unlike Microsoft. I'm a little salty about that, to be sure. It feels like every time they release a big update, too. It's just like, well, I guess my computer's bricked. I have no idea why they do that. I guess they just hate me. I seriously thought about switching to Linux this time. I seriously did. I've done it in the past. And ultimately, I would have done it. Except that my flash drive that's large enough for that, I only have the one, is currently being in use. So that was not, unfortunately, an option. I'm going to take these guys down here to deal with these barbarians, and hopefully we just get that dealt with. I'm also potentially going to hire these mercs. These guys are just chilling, actually. So we'll just wait until the siege is done. There's no way these guys become powerful enough to deal with the Saba of Italia, right? I don't think they do, unless they hire mercs of their own, I suppose. Well, let's see how this goes. 64%, huh? Well, we'll succeed this roll one of these times. We'll see when. Okay, we need a researcher. Actually, no, this is not a researcher at all. This is a governor. We need a governor over here, and it should be a Gizgo, Bodinid, or Achramonid. And there is nobody qualified, so we'll put in a Barkid instead. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm absolutely sure it'll be fine. Actually, I'm not. I'm not sure of that at all. Well, the question is, just how bad of luck are we going to have over here? I guess we'll find out. How many times are we going to fail a 64% roll? Probably a number, is my guess. There we go. Only that number of times. That was what, 3? That wasn't too bad, honestly. So we'll crush this force. That is not a problem. There we go. And this should auto-cap once we take this region, so I'm going to immediately move. We'll head on over, and then we will attack these guys, and then we'll attack these guys afterward. Should have plenty of time to make this happen. We could send up a second merc force, and actually, I'm going to. We'll put him on unit reorg, and he will get what he can on unit reorg before he gets into enemy territory. I'm not sure if he can keep unit reorg in this territory, or if he loses it when he enters neutral ground, or when he enters enemy ground. We'll see, but we'll get some unit reorganization going on. Okay. We have a CB over here. We'll move up troops to get into position for that. Wonderful. So we're still on unit reorg in occupied territory. Good to know. Let's see about neutral. We're in no rush for this unit to get there. They lost unit reorg in neutral territory. Okay. Fantastic. Good to know. We're no longer importing vegetables. Oh no, anyway. There's this going on. Awkward. We're going to go ahead and declare on these guys immediately. And actually, hang on. We're not. This is a very, very good war for us, but we're not going to take it just yet. We'll wait till this war is done. Because that's going to be a number of regions, and that's fine. We're actually going to get a lot of territory in the next little while here. So that's great. An 11k stack. I'm a little surprised. Somebody else entirely. Okay, never mind. I sorted it out. I'm not surprised by anything there. Okay, we could maybe go for heavy infantry discipline down that way. That's nice. However, fort maintenance reduction into supply limit increases. Yeah, we'll take supply limit increases. Thank you very much. We also need a governor over here. Again, it should be a Gizgo, Bodinid, or Achramonid. And nobody's qualified, so we'll put in a Hanid. Perfect. We'll finish up these sieges, and we're going to have another siege behind it. But that's okay. We'll wrap that up. These guys, they're just going to chill and drill until we're fighting Tertitania. But we're going to be in position to attack over here with multiple forces, so that should be great. And the guys that we're going to be attacking, none of them are actually the one that we have access through, are they? Actually, yeah, it is. That's quite a little block that they've got there, but it's fine. I'm not actually concerned about it. we'll get it taken over and have Turdetania fully surrounded. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to go ahead and attack these regions over here. Of course, we're going to have to wait until after these sieges finish, but that is not a problem. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time. They're going to attack us. That is very foolish. But we're still done here.